Well, let's see how badly you two get smoked again. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do too. Have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Hey, another fun fact. Do they really? I mean, like, they've gotten stronger, but like falling strong. Like, they didn't even beat aging. Like, let's not even play. They worked around it. They didn't even beat aging. And aging, notably, I think while they're implied to be up there in the primal fear tier, they aren't like literally. Like, falling is one of the primals. Like literally, it's up there with darkness, bro. And then they now have to fight it. Like, I really wasn't thinking. But I guess that's the most natural. But then again, I'm not even sure Falling knows they're there. They just happen to be in a building that Falling shows a launch. But like, I'm actually kind of worried because I don't think they've gotten that strong yet. I don't know. If they couldn't do anything to aging, I don't see them doing anything to Falling. But hey, you know, they've surprised me before and they may surprise me again. So let's not waste any more time. Let's hop right into chapter 204 of Shinzen, which is known as With One Life. Why did I do three? It's literally just with one life. But regardless, let's see. Gosh darn, this is what happens every single time I start to record. I immediately forget what voice I use for Yoda. I always, for some reason, I don't even remember why I chose the dude bro, surfer bro voice for Denji, but Yoru's voice, I think it's because I always mix it with Asa's voice, and they are on two completely different spectrums, but hold on. Oh no! This building is in ruins now. In other words, it doesn't belong to anyone, which means it's Is that how it works? I mean, I guess for a power, but like, is that how it works? I mean, squatters' rights are a thing, depending on where you are. I'm not sure if it's a universal states thing, or if it's like some states in particular, but like, squatters' rights is a thing. Like, if you, now admittedly, your boy doesn't own property, but I do know a little thing about property owner. If you own property, but you aren't there enough, and someone breaks in there and lives there, I forget, I think it's as low as 30 days in some places, and like upwards of multiple months in others. But like, if they live there long enough, but then you suddenly come to check in on your property and they're there, as long as they can somehow prove that they've been there for like upwards of 30 days in some places, and I think, like I said, multiple months in others, that technically is their property now. Which is like, I get, there's some, I forget, someone was explaining it to me, because I have a friend who works in real estate, and they were explaining to me, like, the actual, like, reasoning behind squatters' rights. It has mainly more so to do with renters, and, like, renting so you can't immediately be removed from your home. So technically, you become a squatter if your landlord suddenly terminates your contract and tries to kick you out. But that was stretched to the point and has never been, like, relitigated. So people can literally break into someone else's property, and as long as that person doesn't come in and check in and call the police on them early enough or quick enough, they do actually have rights to that property, which was always crazy to me whenever I heard about it. But at the same time, that just makes me understand, like, things like property managers and people who just go and check on your home, or like you having family living there. Like, ultimately, if I ever do get to the point where I own a piece of property, I'm making sure someone's checking in at least like once a week. Like, so someone, and I mean like a full sweep, because like they can hide. Like, I've heard stories, and like I've read about stories of people who go into a building, and then they'll live there normally, but then whenever they hear someone approaching the building, or like they'll check outside and they'll see the proper owner, or even somebody, it could be anybody. Like, say a neighbor hears weird noises in the house next door that they know is typically not being lived in, and the police are called. They can just hide. The police will do a quick sweep. They'll leave, and then they can keep living there, keeping track of how long they've been there. And then, boom, they're safe. Even if the police are called after a certain point, they have squatters' rights. Good luck, fight them in court, I guess. But, with it being the case, sorry, I went on the entire tirade because I was like, is that how that works? But I guess realistically, yeah. And notably for her powers explicitly. Like, she's able to turn people into weapons. So it makes sense that a building, which has no free will to fight back, would definitely be used. But interesting, is this the first time we've seen her transform something that's in motion? Because I believe Falling is actively destroying the building. It doesn't look like she's touching anything here. Let's see. Which means it's mine! Alright. And is this, I think this will be the largest thing we've seen her turn into. No. Well, actually, maybe. How big was the aquarium? Because notably, she turned like a portion of the aquarium into a spear, I do believe. But I'm not sure if she's like ever transformed something this large before. But let's see. My building sword! That came out so pathetically. Why does it look like that? I mean, I get it. The building's beaten up and destroyed. But literally, it looks like, what is that thing? It's like a wafer. It's like if you put a stick in a wafer. Like a really, like, I don't know if you've ever been to like a carnival or anything like that where they have those like really big wafers. Like wafer on a stick. I've had that before at different carnivals. That's exactly what that looks like. That does not look like a building. But at the same time, hey, it needs to be a sword. It needs to be reasonable. So I do wonder. I forget exactly how her powers work. I know it's very specifically the more connection and affection she has for something, the stronger it ends up as a weapon, right? That's the whole reason she wants to ultimately turn Denji into a weapon if he fails, or even prior to that, just turn him into a weapon because of Asa's deep feelings for Denji. So I'm not sure how powerful this weapon is on that, but I do wonder. I don't remember it being a problem when she wielded the aquarium sword. Does the weight of the original object at all transfer? Like, is that as heavy? Does it hit as hard as it would if she swung the building? I completely forget. Because it's actually been a while since we've seen Asa use or Yoru use her own powers. Like, think about it. The last time she used her powers to transform something was her own kids, which came with unique abilities to replace her arms. Before that? What was it like? What? I can't remember the last time she actually used her powers, and like they were specified at all. But hey, she has a building sword. Let's see. They're both falling. They'll live. Like, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, fortunately for them. Ultimately, I think a fall from this height doesn't mean much to either of them. But once again, I wonder if falling is going to actively engage with them, or is just going to be like, wait a minute, what? And I do wonder, right? Because do they? No, they don't. They don't know about Fami. Like the real Fami. In fact, do they even know about? No, that's right. I completely forgot. In context, in their narrative, I don't even think they know that death is here. They don't know that death is here. They don't know that Fami's not Fami, and that there's a real Fami running around who can just slurp people's life force out of them. And we know that Fami is at least nearby. Last chapter ended off with a shot of her. So these two could accidentally get slurped. Would it actually happen? No. But like, it's a possibility. But let's see. That's really. Sorry, I'm thinking about something right now because I'm thinking of another review I have to do soon. But that's the one thing that sucks about But that's the one thing that sucks about introducing characters with one-shot abilities, or abilities that should, for all intents and purposes, be one-shot abilities. You can never have them actually interact with the main characters, because you know you're not going to boom the main characters. Right? So, like, Fami's never going to have, like, a combative interaction with Denji or Yoru. And if she does, it's going to be her getting absolutely violated by either of them. Because, like, if she touches them, they die. And, like, we're not gonna do that. I also want to give them, like, life drain resistance and be like, oh, doesn't work on them for reasons, I guess. Like, there's genuinely no way that they're ever actually going to interact with her. Which does make me wonder, like, what is the point of Fami? Like, don't get me wrong, I get we do need to address, like, the last of the four horsemen, now that we have Death. We don't know what's up with the reincarnation of Control, whether that's going to happen anytime soon. Probably not in time for Death to actually pop off. And we already have War here. So, like, I guess we did just need her here for, like, completion's sake, and I do love the twist, don't get me wrong. But, it does make you wonder, like, what is she going to do? Generally speaking. Let's see. They're falling. Aww. Oh, okay, even with the I mean, he does but still, he caught her and then landed. Though, once again, I don't think she actually would have died from that. But still, Denji, you suave fellow. And very impressive mobility in midair. Notably, Denji's not, well, does Pocha ever kick off air? No, I'm thinking of all night. But, like, Denji, he has some pretty good midair mobility to do that, considering it looks like he was actually higher than Yoru. Then he sees her falling, moves in midair, somehow, and motions to catch her, and then does catch her and doesn't immediately break his knee. So, okay, Denji. Oh, okay. Broke the fall, but didn't completely break anything. But you know what, that's good. It looks like, though... Oh, wait, maybe he retracted him here? Okay, yeah, so it looks like he retracted him here. Because he has his chainsaws out. So presumably, in between this panel and this panel, he withdrew his arm chainsaws, caught her in order not to cut her, and then rolled. I was about to say, where does chainsaws go? But it looks like he did retract them. I always forget that he can do that. Well, I guess it makes sense. Let's see. Oh! Gosh darn it. My knees! Yoru, please, fix my knees. That's her! Falling D! I'm strong enough to kill her! Where is it? Well, there it is. Oh! Ooh, shout out to the reaction speed. Low-key, maybe I am built like that. But, Yoru. In fact, I got two things for you, Yoru. I got two. Not two phones, but I got two things. Just so you can see what I'm pressing. I am pressing triangle. I am pressing circle. I am pressing square. I'm pressing That, and also, I gotta call a bit of cat. What you mean, like, Yoru? I'm not sure if you forgot. You were genuinely useless last arc. What did you do against aging? What did you do? You were getting bodied by Pocha. Pocha had your number. That man was speed blitzing you until your kids came in and saved your behind. And you think you're strong enough to dip falling? One of the primordial fears? One of the two only. Every other fear is nurture. Even darkness, technically. I don't even think that's... Like, hold on. What are the two primal... Well, I think there are more. I keep thinking there's just two. Hold on. Let me double check.
Let me pull out my Googler real quick. Let me pull my Googler.
I believe falling is literally one of two, like, primal fears that we all have. I believe every other fear is learned. What are the... Not what eight. What are the primal fears? Primal fears are innately ingrained fears that stem from our evolutionary instincts and vital instincts. They're universal fears that are often experienced by humans. Okay, this is the AI overview. I don't really trust that. Let's see. Oh, okay. There isn't... Gosh darn it. Chainsaw Man itself is popping up. 5 phobias in humans. Primal fear. Okay. Okay, you know what? Fine. The 5... Okay, hold on. The 5 fears we all share. Psychology today. Fear of ego death, fear of separation, fear of loss of autonomy, mutilation, extinction. Okay, that's none of the primal fears I thought there were. I thought it was like falling and something else. Yeah, never mind. Fear of death. So maybe I'm wrong. But regardless, I don't think she's built like that. Like, unless I'm mistaken. No, I'm gonna go right back to the Google. I don't believe that. What are the 2 primal fears of humans? Yeah. Okay. So see, this is the one I always hear, but I'm not sure if this is. Once again, this is the AI overview, and I actually trust the AI too much. But at least from this AI overview, which is linking me to a couple different articles, but humans are born with 2 innate primal fears: the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. These fears are considered innate because they are present from birth and thought to be crucial to survival. So, like, falling is one of 2. Notably, I don't actually think we've had loud noises, I don't think we actually had one. But, like, falling is one of the 2 primal fears. And I don't know. I just don't think Yoru's gotten amped enough for that yet. Like, am I crazy to think that? I don't think she's built for this. Is she gonna get off screen? I mean, we just started. She may not get off screen, but, like, I don't think she's built for this. And once again, the big issue, the issue above all issues, as people point out, technically Denji was able to damage falling all the way back well before he got his, like, multiple amps from the Chainsaw Man Church and their ramifications. They just couldn't put her down. And I don't, like, I genuinely still don't see Yoru being able to put her down either. How do you even, like, how? Especially considering we now know she may have, like, a super not put downable ability because she was consumed by death. And now maybe has, like, a pseudo immortality on top of her actual, like, native regeneration abilities. So, I don't know. In fact, even Yoru has a sweat drop on her face. She's capping to the moon and back. She's absolutely lying. So, can't wait to see Yoru get absolutely violent. Let's see. Denji, if you still aren't done by the time I get back, I'll slaughter that phony Chainsaw Man my way. But you know what? No, wait. I need you to hear me out. This is actually low-key a good thing for Yoru's character, or at least here's the thing, right? I view Chainsaw Man Part 2 as a story of really 3 characters, but ultimately I feel really bad for Asa. She's definitely like she's the least present of the 3 main characters, I'd say, especially recently in the narrative. You can argue she was more there present at first, but Yoru really has become the primary of that deuteragonist duo. But with it being the case, Yoru's journey has been one of accidentally becoming human. Accidentally becoming human, very purposefully. I don't think she's meaning to do it, but she's becoming human. She's developing care, developing interest, developing love. And thusly, this is another example of that. Sure, she's like, I will literally tear that thing limb from limb. I don't care how many innocent people are wrapped up in it. I will boom it myself. But she, once again, last chapter, was offering Denji help. Like, hey, do you need a hand? I'll boom it for you. It's okay, baby boy. We can work together on this. And now she's like, I'll give you the chance. You got it. I'll even give you more time as I go run and to get body bagged. But once I get back, I'm booming it. But that's the thing. She's actually giving Denji the choice here, which is actually kind of against her whole philosophy, right? Remember, Yoru's main goal right now is to break Denji down as much as possible, right? She's kind of doing a sloppier job of what Makima's trying to do, where essentially she wants a loyal boy. I ain't talking about... I'm not even sure where the joke was going to go there. But regardless, she wants a loyal boy, a loyal dog, a loyal tool. So by giving him free will, giving him the autonomy to choose, and offering to help him, that's not actually very D-ish, if you ask me. Not at all. Which, once again, feeds into the idea that she's slowly but surely becoming more human. And I think, ultimately, in a roundabout? Who am I? Elmer Fudd? But in a roundabout way, that is going to simultaneously backfire against her overall ambitions, yet help her in terms of her strength. Because once again, we know her weapon creation ability is based on how deeply she feels. And by proxy, how deeply Asa feels. So if Yoru starts developing all these human feelings, she may accidentally be inverse amping herself, while instinct-wise and nature-wise, she'd be weakening herself. So overall, once again, I literally lean and rock with the Yoru story so far in Chainsaw Metal. Let's see. Denji's like, well, she's gonna boom him anyway. I might as well boom myself. But let's see. What choice will Denji make? That was the big thing. And Fixman's like, I may have just hit you with a forward tilt, but I still got more pop moves in my tank. Okay, let's see what you got. He is very like. And you know what? Funny thing is, I think it's literally the fact that there's veins. If you removed the veins all over his design, I think I wouldn't be as unnerved by it. But the fact that there's just so many veins, like you can imagine, there's like blood pumping through the chainsaw. Like, what's a good example? I mean, technically, there is like blood in your bone marrow, like that's what you do. But notably, like your nails and stuff like that are keratin. They don't actually produce anything. But imagine if your nails had veins in them. That's what's happening here. It's so nasty. Let's see. Well, because I got no choice. Oh, okay. What about it? Denji about to tweak out? Oh, he's dropping the chainsaws. Let's see. Because I have no choice. What are you about to do? Denji? Oh, no, he's still talking. Hey, I'll let you live. So set free the... Set... 1 second. I swear I can read. Let's see. Hey, I'll let you live. So set those people in your body free. Fixman's like, gang, I don't have arms. He's like, don't you chop my arms off? These are kind of my arms right now. Let's see. You're weak. Okay, even if it's true, you know what I like. That's like the opposite of de-escalation, bro. Like if you're fighting somebody, and I know sometimes, like, well, admittedly, I don't fight people, but I've heard from people who do fight people, there are times where you get into conflicts and you want to de-escalate them. The worst thing you can do to de-escalate is by insulting someone's physical power. It's just like the conflict started on physical strength. Admittedly, once again, I don't fight, but I've heard stories, and that one doesn't count. It doesn't count because the fight never actually happened. Even though there was a lot of like provocation going back on, there were way too many witnesses for a fight to actually happen there. So I was like almost party to an assault and battery charge, but like once again, didn't happen because there were too many people there. I think the guy knew he probably wasn't gonna win that fight. But regardless, don't insult your guy. Don't insult your opponent. I mean, he's being honest though. It's very Denji. Let's see. You're weak, dude. You can't beat me just by swinging your arms around. But that once again, I'm not sure if that's more of a testament. I think that is a testament to Denji's raw power, though. Once again, I'm not sure how powerful Fixman is, though. Notably, this is the first time we've been getting, like, an extended period with him. Sure, he's able to violate Fami, but Fami seems to be, how do I put this nicely? Fodder. So, at least physical stats-wise. So, like, I don't know, like, how impressive this is on Denji's front, but hey, for him to be able to, like, consciously be like, dude, you're weak, you're fodder, you're low tier. Please stop. I'll let you go. Like, dude, this is not that deep. But Fixman looks like he's a little bit too drawn to it. And once again, I do like this, right? It's the real, like, narrative through line of part 2, if you will. The idea of what is Denji going to choose, right? Is he going to give into his more deific, and by deific, I literally mean D-ific, his more deific instincts, completely abandon all regard for human life, completely give up on anything like that, and just go buku bonkers, go crazy, and then just live life as he wants, right? Like a D, and whatever happens, happens. Or is he gonna stay on the heroic human side, and try to spare as many lives as possible, protect as many people as he can, and just generally be a good dude? What path will Denji take? That's kind of been like, not like the... I'd say for Denji, this kind of been the crutch of his thing. Obviously, there's definitely been the whole idea of, like, who is Denji, and what does Denji's life mean to him. That's also another big thing that Denji's been going through. But very specifically, as of recent, especially with all the Yoru stuff, it's the idea of who is Denji. And what does that mean in terms of his future and how he should live his life? Sure, he may understand that his life is cyclical and he'll always keep moving forward, but what shall he do when he moves forward? And Fixman's here to test that. So let's see what Denji actually does, though. I mean, like, obviously, he's gonna have to figure out something. Or Yoru's gonna come back and boom. Darn it. Oh. Of all the things to get angry at. Alright. Don't cross on a red light! Okay. Once again, very impressive. Denji's very, like, I think Denji, especially in, like, the new gen category, he's definitely on, like, the lower end of technical skill. Like, I definitely put characters like Midoriya, characters like Itadori, characters like, I can't, as much as I want to glaze, I haven't gotten enough from Ichi to say Ichi. But, like, I'm thinking of a lot of MCs. He's not the most technically skilled in terms of combat, but he's no slouch, man. Like, he weaves immaculately, goes in, and is presumably got to slice this guy. Is he about to slice this guy in half? Slice an arm? What's he about to do? On a red light! Oh. Oh. Well. There's a... See, the thing is, the joke I'm going for doesn't fully work. I was gonna make a you need head joke. But, like, who's asking it in this scenario? Because, like, obviously Denji knows he needs head. That's why he removes it. It looks like he doesn't actually need head. So, like... so I can throw it in. But, interesting. So I wonder, like, I guess maybe his heart is where his head is at? Is this just, like a for show thing? I mean, I guess we've seen D's operate without vital organs before. But let's see. Head goes off. Fixman swings. What's Denji about to do, though? What is Denji about to do, though? I mean, he could take its legs off. Once again, he could just keep... I mean, I highly doubt more people could... Well, it really depends on what would happen with the head gone. But I guess he could, like, remove its legs. But then again, it'll probably just keep fighting with the arm people. Or not! Or not! Or he could... Wasn't there a guy in there? Oh... Okay, yeah, so Denji, he's definitely a bit more cracked than he was. Once again, it's hard to tell, though, because I don't know where Fixman scales. But, you want to talk about taking a problem down by the middle, huh? Jeez! Okay. Well, I wonder if he can keep fighting now. He's literally too I mean, he could play hopscotch, I guess, but darn. So yeah, Denji definitely has gotten more powerful. Once again, I need to... It's weird. I feel like Chainsaw Man scaling is kind of weird. Like, because it's also, there's not many, like, relevant characters. Like, when I think of JJK, you have, like, all the different tiers of sorcerers and stuff like that. But, like, in a cross-for sense, who do you even really hear about from Chainsaw Man, other than, like, Makima and Pochita? And I specifically mean Pochita. I don't actually, like, have I ever actually even seen a Denji versus battle? I don't think so. Like in my many years on YouTube after Chainsaw Man's come out, and Chainsaw Man Part 1 has been completed for a while, which is where most of the scaling comes from. I don't think I've ever actually seen, like, anyone other than Makima and Pochita specifically being featured in a versus battle. And I think that's just because the scaling of the verse is so weird and vague. Like, even Makima's a nightmare to scale. Like, notably, Makima's a Gojo-esque character where you don't rip her out of the verse for her stats, you rip her out of the verse for her hacks. Pochita is one you rip out for her stats just because he has good stats, relatively speaking, based on his feats. But, like, Denji... Maybe we do gotta start. Do I have to throw you up against... Who do I throw up? Do I throw him against Itadori? Who do I think wins that? I need a review. I need a person want to change my skill. Because, like, I've seen, like, massively hypersonic stuff. Like, I'm not sure you get so maybe Denji may just blitz. Maybe may just blitz. The question is, where's Denji's AP scale? Like, how much damage does that man do? I actually have no idea. Huh. Definitely can't put him up against Mel. Can't put him up against Percy. Can't put him up against... I mean, I could put him up against Ichi. But then again, Ichi may boom that man. Who knows? You know what I mean? It'd be some mad glaze for Ichi, though. Can't put him up against Aladdin. I can't put him up against Aladdin. I don't know. Once again, I need to actually review some Chainsaw Man. But boom, jeez, cut straight down the middle. Ooh. Very nasty, too. He is gushing every... booty bean on my screen. Booty bean on my screen. You know, well, you know what? We'll risk the biscuit. I ain't risking the biscuit on the last page, but we'll risk the biscuit. Looks like even Fujimoto was like, yeah, let's not do this. Let's see. We turned back. It hurts. Call an ambulance. Does the... Oh, well, I feel bad for this guy. Like, he's clearly in pain, but... lady, you look fine. Let's see. My clothes! You were turned into meat. I guess that clothes Lily didn't know, though. But you were turned into meeple. Meat people. I suppose your clothes would be gone. Oh, thank goodness! Yeah, oh, see, even this guy. I mean, he's beat up, but he's... Oh, is Denji covered? Well, I guess he is covered in gore. Oh. 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 That's so he did. So there, he did know there was the guy in the heart, and he still went for it. Let's see. Huh, good thing it worked like in a video game, huh? Oh! Call an ambulance! Can I have raw buns on my screen? Okay, yeah, you know what? We're not gonna risk the raw bun. But you know what I do like? Once again, and notably, I think part 2 is, especially in a way, if part 1 of Chainsaw Man was a story about, like, acceptance of your past, acceptance of the present, and mainly those two things. Notably, I feel like part 2 has been mainly a story about the future, like what you're going to do with the present, I'd say. I feel like part 2 has been a story about self-definition. And the thing with Denji, and this has been a good thing for some people, a bad thing for others. It's been a good thing for me. Denji's morality. It's been wobbling back and forth like a metronome. And notably, we're kind of just waiting to see where the metronome stops. Will it stop on the side of the D's? On the side of humans? But I think, especially with this action right here, it, once again, it wobbles back and forth, but I think Denji's ultimate resolve will be directly in the middle. And it mainly comes from the fact that he took the utilitarian approach. Fixman would not stop, no matter what, even with his head removed. He tried everything, well, not everything, he could remove the legs, but still, he tried everything to be as non-lethal as possible and save as many people as possible. But in the end, he accepted, oh, well, it is what it is. He has that balance. It's a fine line he's walking, but it's the balance. Where he knew he could save more people, even if it did cost him this one person. Right? Like that idea. But then again, it does seem like he may have not consciously made that choice, but I think that's fine. Denji is a character who does act much more by instinct, and I think even if subconsciously, it was that teetering balance, that teetering morality, that allowed him to very instinctively cleave straight through Fixman, saving as many people as possible, but then accidentally cutting him in half. And notably, it is that balance, right? Because he does somewhat feel bad, but he's not letting the loss of this one life weigh him down because he saved more lives. It's balance. It's that fine line he's walking. And ultimately, I think if there is a theme of part 2, it is, like I mentioned, that theme of balance. So Denji finding balance in his role as a hero, someone who wants to be liked, and someone with the power to take as many lives as possible. He's walking on a strange line of, like, subconscious utilitarianism. Where he's like, hey, I mean to boom you, little bro, but these things happen like these things happen. And that's unfortunate, but at the same time, he technically did save people. Though I do wonder, if that really is the end of Fixman, man, that's kind of underwhelming. Like, is that it? Is that it? But it looks like he's about to speak to somebody. Who? I'm guessing this is the Justice D? Because Fixman said that was stored inside of him. So what voice would I give Justice? Let's see. You really are strong, Chainsaw Man. And you know, I do like that even the D's are referring to him as Chainsaw Man. Like ultimately, because they know Pocha, who they also call Chainsaw Man, but they don't really recognize Denji, or at least they didn't before, but now they're probably recognizing him. Let's see. Is that... Oh, no. Oh, this is not Justice. Oh. Wait. Am I tweaking? I thought Justice was inside Fixman Man. I guess I was bamboozled. Alright, I do like this design, though. The literal burning fire head. Interesting, the double eyes on one side. The burning fire head, the bramble tacked as fuel for the flame. And I'm not exactly sure what this dress is meant to be, but the whole body seems to be made of, like, a burning bramble. Let's see. So this isn't Justice, so I suppose... Please. What voice do I give to the fire D? I'm not sure what a voice, like, what a... Like, I give him a hothead voice. This is a... Let me try to speak by design, not so much by concept. Pleased to meet you. I'm the Fire D. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with what voice I would have given Justice. But interesting. Alright. No, nice to meet you, I guess. Oh, yeah? What? You want to fight me, too? Denji's like... You want smoke? I'm willing to give out... I got smoke for everybody right here, right now. What you want? What you want? You trying to get into? Let's see. No, I merely have a question. I was inside him this entire time. Do you remember his face? This guy? This guy? No. Yeah, I don't actually recognize this guy. Watch this be someone super important who I'm just forgetting. But alright, interesting. I guess this is the Flame D. And then once again, it really depends, because we know Fami was heavily involved in the manipulation of the Chainsaw Man Church and stuff like that. And by Fami, I mean Death. So I wonder if this is a test by her to be like, hey, what are you? Because, like I mentioned, the whole story's been revolving around who Denji's choosing to be, what he decides to do with his powers, who Denji is. So I guess this is like a test of Denji's morality in a way. Like, hey, you're a hero, right? He goes to save people, right? Do you even remember his face? You know who that is? Does human life really matter to you? Does a lot, and I guess that's the thing, right? Because we know the main reason Death is acting the way that Death is. Even they're trying to cause terror and fear. It's mainly to buff up Chainsaw Man and Yoru to help fight her. And it's the idea of Death having an actual care for human culture and human life and life in general. That's why they haul themselves out and they're trying to avoid the prophecy that they know was going to happen. So maybe this is Death's way of asking Denji, hey, who are you? Do you care about the same things I do? And I guess the real question is it worth putting my faith in you to stop me? They're using the Fire D for this as they use the Fire D for the entirety of the Chainsaw Man Church. But overall, I'm very excited and very intrigued. Alright, a cool W chat. Once again, I kind of don't like that Fixman Man was so fodder. That's a little bit rough. Like, I was actually hoping for a bit more of a challenge from Broski. But, I mean, once again, that's a mixed thing though. Like, every single character is here to serve Denji as a character. So I hope that's not really the end of Fixman Man. If it is, that's fine, I guess. Once again, it does feel like we are in the third act right now, so like maybe we don't really have time for Fixman Man anymore. But if that is his end, that's the one critique I'll have. It is a bit underwhelming for a character who was hyped up since like the start of part 2 as quite the mysterious figure. Remember, they destroy Yuko. Like that character, if you even still remember them, considering how long it's been. So that's the only thing that I don't like. But for the character work of Denji, the subtle character work for Yoru, even if I think she's about to get absolutely violated by falling, and the introduction of the Fire D in the flesh. Overall, a nice, simple and sweet. Once again, Fujimon chapters aren't that long, but a nice little W chapter. If you made all the way to this video, please leave heart ablaze in the comment section down below. I would like to thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And please make sure you hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below. Yes, you can support me. Yes, me. For as low as $1 month. You things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member to the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some of those perks include the live reactions, so this exam to review, ad variations of all my videos, and if you become a $12 Patreon or a $12 member, you can order every video you want. Also, I do have a link to my Ko-fi in the description down below, where you can drop 5 beans for a short video, 20 beans for a long video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off. I'd like to thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Super Flame Zero, Glacier XZ, Zara, Brandon Payne, J2MA, Gyomi, Yuki Ally, Buddha Uda, Azo 2404, Planet Crone, G Prosper, Nevis 97, and Ali. I'd like to give a big old thank you to our line art tier patrons: Sean, Nirvana Igneal, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin Encarnacion, and A+A. And I'd like to give a big old thank you to our Inc. tier members: Fine, Austin Wimberly, Euchia, Carlo Alaimo, and Grim. And then I'd like to give a big old hefty thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. And then I'd like to give a big old thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Waki Munoz and Waki Munoz. And then I'd finally like to give a giga super duper kidney sacrificing thank you to our ultimate, that guy with the heart on the horizon, Calvin Elder.